There might be occasions when you or your loved ones find yourselves in a situation where you need to move discreetly through a crowd, especially during times of civil unrest. This could be to reach a designated bug-out location or simply to make your way home safely. Have you ever considered how to seamlessly blend in and avoid drawing unnecessary attention? Can you master the art of being inconspicuous? Can you become the gray in a crowd? You can show your support by clicking the like button below, subscribing to our channel, and providing feedback in the comments. In addition, I will provide links to additional resources in the description of this video. Now, let's dive into the concept of the gray man. Being a gray man means being able to blend in seamlessly and not stand out. It involves fading into the background of any environment you find yourself in, to the point where you don't elicit any response from those around you. It's about being so unremarkable that no one even remembers seeing you. In the context of prepping, the gray man concept is incredibly valuable in situations where you need to remain mobile while staying undetected. By becoming a gray man, you decrease the chances of becoming a target for individuals seeking to take advantage of others. So why is being a gray man important? After a major catastrophic event or during a prolonged grid-down scenario, people can become desperate. If you stand out as someone who possesses valuable resources or assets, you will likely become a target. In this video, we will discuss the broader applications of the gray man concept in a post-shtf scenario. We will also outline the 3 rules to becoming a gray man. Rule number 1: determine your baseline. In the context of this discussion, a baseline refers to understanding what is considered normal in terms of behavior and appearance within a specific environment. For instance, if you find yourself at the beach, it is expected that people would be dressed in swim trunks, t-shirts, and bathing suits, engaging in a relaxed and leisurely atmosphere. On the other hand, if you were attending a boardroom meeting with high-level executives, formal attire such as suits would be the norm, and professional and business-like conduct would be expected. The baseline encompasses various aspects, including clothing, movement, and behavior, all revolving around the concept of what is regarded as normal in a particular setting. To determine the baseline in a new environment, it is crucial to take a moment to observe and assess how people are dressing, behaving, and interacting. By doing so, you can adapt and blend in seamlessly, ensuring that your actions and appearance align with the expected norms of the environment. The goal is to avoid drawing unnecessary attention to yourself by behaving or looking out of the ordinary. This is particularly relevant when it comes to embodying the gray man concept. By adhering to the baseline and avoiding deviations from the norm, you increase your ability to blend in and reduce the likelihood of attracting attention to yourself. This brings us to the next point. Rule number 2: avoid creating stimulus. A stimulus can be defined as anything that triggers a response when someone sees you, potentially leaving an impression on them. Let me explain further. Imagine you're in a crowded place, and you have something on your person or engage in behavior that causes someone to take notice. In that moment, you have created a stimulus. You have captured that person's attention by doing something out of the ordinary. On a biological level, this process of stimuli and filters is how your brain handles information. Enter the reticular activating system, RAS, a part of your brain responsible for filtering out extraneous information. It acts as a gateway, allowing only relevant information to enter your conscious awareness. This filtering mechanism is crucial to prevent sensory overload from the constant barrage of stimuli you encounter daily. To illustrate this, let's consider an example you may have experienced. Have you ever been at a party or social event, engrossed in a conversation amidst a sea of people talking, and suddenly someone across the room mentions your name? Instantly, your brain responds. The RAS, instead of ignoring this information, alerts you. The person may not have even shouted your name, but your brain immediately registers the significance. Up until that point, your brain had been filtering out the surrounding noise, but it recognized something important. In the context of prepping, it's crucial to think about your appearance and actions that might be perceived as out of the norm. These deviations can trigger someone's attention. This brings us back to the importance of establishing a baseline. We strive to blend in seamlessly with the baseline to avoid standing out. We don't want anything about our appearance or behavior that would catch someone's eye in a crowd. The moment we create a stimulus in someone's mind, their focus shifts towards us. During times of civil unrest, when you're trying to navigate through a crowd or a neighborhood, it is vital to appear normal and as if you belong there. So how do we avoid creating stimuli? How do we align ourselves with the baseline? Now that we've covered the basics of establishing a starting point and understanding how people perceive you, let's talk about 4 factors you can control to fit in and make a positive impression. The first one is your attire. It's important to dress in a way that aligns with the norms of your surroundings. Take note of what people around you are wearing. In some areas, it might be common to see people in camouflage attire, while in other places, it would draw a lot of attention. In a potentially dangerous situation, someone might perceive me as a threat and target me first. The key to becoming a well-integrated individual is not about wearing tactical-looking clothing, but rather blending in with what others around you are wearing. Consider the logos on your clothing as well. Wearing a shirt with a prominent logo might grab people's attention and trigger certain assumptions or judgments. On the other hand, opting for a simple, plain-colored t-shirt without any logos or distinct markings is less likely to draw attention. If you don't want to draw attention to yourself, it's important to dress in a way that doesn't stand out. It's important to avoid wearing clothing that deviates from the baseline, as it can trigger a response in someone's mind. Secondly, try to minimize eye contact whenever possible. Making eye contact instantly grabs someone's attention, just like walking by a kiosk in a mall where the salesperson is trying to get your attention. By keeping your eyes focused forward and avoiding direct eye contact, you reduce the chances of being approached. In a worst-case scenario, engaging in conversations should also be avoided, as they tend to create lasting impressions in someone's mind about you. Thirdly, maintain a non-threatening demeanor. Even if you are carrying a concealed weapon, it's best not to appear intimidating. Instead of making it obvious by moving your head and eyes around, you can use a subtle approach by using a prop like a newspaper or looking at your phone. This allows you to utilize your peripheral vision without drawing unnecessary attention. Another factor to consider is smell. Just as hunters know, if you have a strong scent, animals will pick up on it and become cautious or even avoid you. Similarly, in our context, a strong smell can leave an impression that someone will take note of. It's crucial to limit the information you provide to your neighbors regarding your preparations. This applies to both your choice of clothing, avoiding tactical attire that stands out, and being cautious about sharing your political views or other potentially divisive information. By maintaining a low profile and blending in with your surroundings, you reduce the chances of becoming a target or attracting unwanted attention. When it comes to your neighbors, it's important to be mindful of the information you share and the impressions you make. Being a great man among your neighbors doesn't mean that you go completely unnoticed, but rather that you avoid providing stimuli that would tip them off about your preparations. In the event of a crisis or catastrophe in your area, you don't want to be the guy with tactical clothing, loading guns into his car with an NRA sticker. That would make you someone who potentially has valuable gear and supplies for survival. To avoid drawing attention, I purposefully refrain from having any stickers on my cars. I want to prevent triggering any thoughts or assumptions in people's minds. My goal is to simply be another neighbor, blending into the background noise. Remember the importance of first impressions. While most people remember the first impression they have of someone, our aim is to make no impression at all. We want to seamlessly blend into the background and not stand out. However, just because we strive to appear non-threatening and inconspicuous doesn't mean we lack the tools and skills to defend ourselves and our families if the need arises. We may look unassuming, lost in our thoughts, but internally we are vigilant, analyzing our surroundings and ready to act. Though forgettable, we are not to be underestimated. We are the epitome of the gray man. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Stay safe out there.